Salut, je m'appelle Lyndi, je suis américaine qui vit en France depuis plus de 5 ans. And today we are in this adorable village in the haute-marne area. It was classified as the city of character. We're in Bourmont. This village has less than 600 residents and it's mainly known for its 2 churches, its beautiful downtown area, and its park area, Parc des Roches. It's also not far from a well-known fromagerie or a cheese manufacturer called Prix. But there's also some surprising history connected to this little village. So behind me is la Maison Renaissance, and it was built by a bailli, which at the time was basically like a mayor. He was an aristocrat, and there's like 3 floors to it, and it's quite big. Now comes maybe one of the best parts, is the gorgeous view. You can already start to see it, but we are walking up these stairs, and wow. So after our little hike, we are now up at the top. So behind me is the church of Notre, and then we are greeted by this beautiful, gorgeous view of the French countryside. And it's really cool seeing the tile roofs. It's kind of unique to this town. And then way off into the distance, you can actually see the fromagerie Prix. There's also some literature history here. The house we see here is number 2. It's the old house of Edmond Haraucourt. He was a French poet and novelist. There's also the home of Albin Michel, who was an editor. There's a famous prize in French literature called le prix goncourt, and it's given by the Académie Goncourt to the best author of the best and most imaginative prose work of the year. And though it wasn't created in Bourmont, the brothers, les frères Goncourt, originated from this area, and the brothers and family lived here for a time. Also, if you're ever interested in staying here, I've seen a couple of gites or auberges, so a couple of like inns or hotels where they have like, just from photos I've seen, they look absolutely gorgeous on the inside, and then often you have like the patio with this gorgeous view of Bourmont. Boulevard des États-Unis, which I thought was fitting for this next part. Something I learned about this little village that I thought was quite interesting was in 1917 through 1919, the only American army outside of national territory was formed in France. And yes, some might ask why, but that was because Bourmont was located not far from the border, about 5 kilometers. Plus it was on the railroad that was used quite frequently, and it wasn't too far from Paris according to a general at that time. And he chose this because he thought it would create unity and be good for training as well. And then there's supposed to be a little like exhibit in town. I know at least a couple of years ago there was one, so if that still exists, we'll find it. Behind me is the Church of Saint Joseph. It's towards the bottom of the city, and then at the top where we'll see Notre Dame. We are currently on the promenade du cona, and you can see these gorgeous trees. They're called tilleuls trees. I'm not sure in English, I think they're like lime trees maybe, but they're just so gorgeous, and they line each side. And we're now off to the Parc des Roches. Last stop is the Parc des Roches. It's quite a big park. It's really beautiful, lots of green, and the rocks date back to the 19th century. It's also cool, there's a spot I'll try to show you where people come here to climb, so you can actually like rock climb practice, so kind of cool. So we have come to the end of our tour of Bourmont. I hope you enjoyed the picturesque beauty of the French countryside, along with some pretty cool history that goes along with it. Yeah, I really enjoy these little excursions, and I'm happy to share them with you, and it's always so nice to read your guys' messages on each video. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. Gros bisous. And à la prochaine. Salut!